of the publishing persuasion, of the publishing persuasion. Oh my. I just remembered Smokey's dumbass freaking staring.
Oh my God,
Like
it was like honestly the icebreaker I needed.
he looks so creepy too. I was like, anyway.
Bless him.
Bless
Of
him.
the publishing persuasion.
Okay.
Wait,
Yeah.
did you get
Wait,
it?
okay.
Have you memorized it?
No, I did not,
Okay,
Melanie. I got nervous.
I am feel nervous too. But just in
Okay.
case we leave this in, I'm just going to tell our listeners what we're doing and why. You
Oh,
may notice
yes.
there's no jingle. Yes, there is no jingle. We have been wronged as a podcast. We have been taken advantage of.
Mm.
So let me try summarize this quickly. Basically, the jingle we've been using for years, I
The
got for
intro jingle.
the intro jingle for
Yes.
the bum 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 that one,
Hmm.
which was a free asset that I got as a paying user of Wondershare Filmora desktop, which I've had for years. It's not cheap
Mm.
either. Every year I'm a paying member of Wondershare. I use their free jingle, and one day when I updated it, it did disappear. I'm not gonna lie. This is where I made a mistake. And I was like, "Oh, they've updated it. There's a whole bunch of new sounds." It's just a dorky little jingle, right? So my
Right.
brain didn't think much of it, and I had all our old footage. So I just kept adding it in and didn't think much of it. However, recently, a man has claimed his rights to our music
Mm.
of our
Mm.
jingle.
Typical.
So, fortunately, it doesn't affect our content. Like we're not flagged in a bad way. We're not like in trouble, but he now owns rights to our content instead of us. So if our stuff was to make money on YouTube, he's going to make it. I don't know if we'd make anything anymore, even though it's like a 2 second jingle. So I contacted Wondershare about this. They basically were like, whoops. They're not going to do anything because they've cut his lot. I was like, how was I meant to know that this isn't something Wondershare owned? I just used this little jingle from your free music library. How would I
Right.
even know, A, that they didn't create it themselves, and B, that they didn't have the licensing for it? Anyway, we're letting it go because there's nothing else we can do, unfortunately. And I don't have the time, money, or energy to pursue it further. So,
Mm.
being the stubborn bitches that we are, we're going to make our own goddamn jingle.
Damn right. And it's gonna be so good.
It's gonna be so good.
Yes.
The best jingle anyone's ever seen or heard, rather.
Absolutely. Yes. Your ears will be graced.
So, what do you think
Blessed.
of this tune? I can't
Okay,
look at
wait.
you.
Wait, no, okay. Wait, remind me how it goes
Yeah,
again.
that I'm gonna give you the tune now.
Oh,
How do you
thank you.
like of the publishing persuasion? Of the publishing persuasion. Oh, I
I
feel
love it.
hot.
Oh.
I feel hot. My makeup's not enough to hide the heat from singing to you.
It's
Okay.
gorgeous.
Thank
It's
you.
gorgeous.
What do you think
Yes.
of that jingle? You want to
I think it's
try?
so good. Yes. Yes. You want me to try it by myself right now?
Try. We can also try record it after, but it's
No, we're
kind
doing
of,
it right
we should
now.
just do it because it's
On the
hilarious.
cuff, on the fly.
Okay, yeah, I agree. Go.
Wait,
Oh, you
okay.
were a performer in your day?
Yeah, but singing's different.
It is
Singing is
different. It's very
vulnerable.
vulnerable. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yes, it's very vulnerable. Okay, let me put on my show face.
Mm.
Of the publishing persuasion.
It's
Was
good.
that too low?
No, it was hot. But do we do it
Thank you.
twice with the other bit at the
Oh
end?
God, freaking
Of the
A. Okay.
publishing persuasion, of the publishing persuasion. And then I'll see if I
Okay.
can harmonize, but maybe I can't. We'll see.
Well, let's just sing
You
together.
learn the tune. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, oh no, we shouldn't. Or
Yeah,
maybe it's
no,
harder
go.
that way.
It is harder, but we'll try.
Okay. Three, two,
Do I join
one.
you?
I don't know. Am I
Okay.
going low?
Okay,
You
let's
know.
you start a note and I'll join you because I got a low voice, so low is good for me.
Oh, should I go higher then?
No, low is
Low,
so
low?
I can do the harmony.
I can go higher.
No, go low, because I think the
Okay.
harmony is high.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I think so.
Of the publishing. I thought you were going with me, bitch.
I'm not ready. Okay.
I'm watching you. I'm looking right at
Okay.
you in this
I know. I'm
picture.
gonna I'll hold my thing too.
All right, here we go. Here we are.
Okay. Sorry, I'm
This is
here.
gonna be so good. This is gonna be so good. All right, here
Ah,
we go. Oh, and
do it
and
live. I'm gonna ignite.
three, two, one. Of
Oh,
the
the publishing.
persuasion.
That was good. Start again. Yours is good. I have to control myself.
Okay, here
Actually,
we
I
go.
can sing over the top of you. If we get yours solid, I can sing over you after on
Okay, all
Wondershare.
right. Okay, good old
But I'll
Wondershare.
try. You do one
Okay,
good take first.
okay, okay. Of the publishing
I'm
persuasion.
so sorry. I won't look at you. You got this. I won't look at you because I can't apparently take it serious. I took my headphones out. Go.
Okay. Of the publishing persuasion. Of the publishing persuasion. I don't remember the last part.
I'm literally weeping over here. I'm sure that was glorious. I think once I get my giggles out, I can do it.
Yeah, no, it's gonna
Do
be
you want to
so
try
good.
do it live or do you want me to sing over the top?
Whatever. We're just gonna give the
Okay,
people
we'll
what they
just keep
want. Just a
going.
lot of versions.
Okay. Oh,
Uh,
oh,
uh,
oh.
uh,
The problem is I can't take you seriously on like a regular day,
no,
let alone when
look
we're
at me
singing.
in the eyes.
I can't look at you.
Look at
That's the
me in the
problem. Okay,
eyes and sing to my soul.
I'm gonna just listen to you because I cannot look at you.
Uh,
Of the
publishing.
ready? Three,
Yeah, hang on.
two,
Two.
um, I'm gonna asphyxiate. Okay, one more try.
Sure.
Why can't we'll, I think we have to do it off air. Oh my
Let me see if I can go higher. Let me go
God.
higher. Uh, the publishing persuasion.
I
Yeah,
like
that felt
those
good.
notes.
Oh yeah, that felt
I
good.
could go, I think deep is better.
Yeah.
Not that deep. Where you were was good.
Thank you.
Of the publishing persuasion.
Beautiful.
Of the
Of the
publishing
publishing persuasion.
persuasion. We suck.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Oh
We
my
so
God.
good. That was
I can hardly
yeah.
breathe from laughing. Um, so yeah, we probably didn't get it. Ah,
Yeah. Okay, we'll try it. We'll try it one more
one
time.
more.
What's the high note again that you do?
Uh,
I mean, that second time you do it, that's the
Of the
second one.
publishing persuasion. That's the
Beautiful.
second one.
Okay.
Of
The
the publishing persuasion. You know what?
persuasion.
I think the mic's actually blocking it. That's part of the problem. When we sing
Oh,
at the
too
same time,
close.
it's trying, no, it's
You're
trying to
not.
isolate
Oh,
one
I
voice.
see.
So
I
you
see.
give me one more take so we've got one
Okay.
and I'll sing over you.
Okay. Okay. I'm here. I hear it. Of the publishing persuasion. Of the publishing persuasion.
Oh my God, that was I'm going with that take. I'll try harmonize over the top of it. That was fucking brilliant.
Yes, beautiful. So good. We were meant for this.
So we now have a jingle, everybody. Enjoy.
Yeah,
And I
you
hope you
better.
laughed as hard as we did making that. I may not be able to breathe after that. You froze. Hello.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Everybody's home. Every single person right now is home. Well, that's why I wanted to be in the house because I was nervous that I wouldn't be able to reach the office.
It's been
So,
perfect. Don't even stress.
good,
And
good.
honestly, even when the internet's amazing, you can't control those little freeze up moments. I'm in the city and I've got the internet to myself and I still have glitches and
Little
freezes.
glitches
Yeah,
here
yeah,
and
yeah.
there.
Just
Yeah,
the
that's true.
internet.
That's true. Well, welcome everybody to Of the Publishing Persuasion. You're never going to hear that title the same again. I guarantee it.
Never.
Never, never. Okay, well, we are here post Jingle These Bells publication day. Melanie, you have had a whirlwind. Okay, wait, should
Girl,
we celebrate first or should we go
I
right
don't
into
know.
it? Because the way your
Let's
shoulders just
celebrate
slumped.
first.
Okay.
I haven't even
Yes.
told you part of it.
Oh no. Yeah.
We're celebrating. I don't know why I got a copy when she's right there, but just in
Yeah.
case you needed to double see, there she is.
Yes.
Jingle These Bells, our spicy holiday anthology. She is out now. She's getting a lovely reception already, and it's making my heart so happy because I really love these stories so, so much. Like,
Yes. Honestly, it really has been so amazing to see the reviews coming in and to be tagged in by readers that
yeah,
have read this anthology. Um, I'm so proud of us. Like
same.
we started this on a wild whim and it turned into something really beautiful and pure and lovely to like get to bond with all these authors as
Mm.
well. So I was at a conference this week, a book con, and I brought just the copies. I brought 11 copies and I sold out of them within the first hour of
Oh,
my
that's
event. So,
amazing.
yeah, everybody was really excited. They loved the title, obviously, and the art. They love Robin's Hand. Who doesn't?
I mean, it's iconic.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
does have a beautiful hand, and her nails are immaculate in the picture. So
Yes.
we're
Yes.
so grateful.
We are. Yes. Okay, well, now that we got that out of the way, Melanie, how are you feeling? Like how are you? What's going tell us how your week's been?
I'm pretty overstimulated, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie, but I'm hanging in there. Yeah, it's been a week.
it
I think
has.
I'm finally on the upswing, but yeah, like I'm pretty much a sweaty, overstimulated mess. Um, yeah, so I have posted about a bit on the socials, and I honestly just the reason I do is just so there's that information there if people have never heard it. So I did an iron infusion. And honestly, this is the part that I was saying that I don't know because you've been on your what do you call it event. I don't know if you saw the post I put about the phosphate.
Hmm.
So what I thought, so I had a reaction to the iron infusion because my iron's been super low and I haven't been able to get it up high enough just from oral stuff. So the doctor suggested an iron infusion. Um, and it honestly like in part I'm really just blaming the timing. There's just like Goose, my dog, had to have eye surgery, complicated eye surgery, so I've had to like kind of baby her and she's been in this cone and just a bunch of stuff happened all at once. And so I assumed what happened to me was a panic attack.
Mm.
Because I unfortunately have lived with many panic attacks that manifest as like, it basically feels like what people say a stroke is like severe chest pain. The one side of my body goes all weird and like it's a whole thing. I shouldn't compare it to a stroke because I don't actually have physical like it's not like my face changes or whatever, but it feels very odd and I get all these tight muscle tensions and although Phil told me I do go very white and I get super sweaty. So anyway, I've experienced this shit before, but it came so out of the blue, after my iron infusion and so violently. I was terrified. So I went to the hospital because my chest pain was so severe. And it just kept building. And like after all these years, I have so many tools. Like my panic attacks don't get there anymore. Like that's
Hmm.
not normal for me anymore. It was at one point, sadly. But that's not normal for me anymore. And I've got so many like shaking therapy, I've got my CBD oil and everything, but nothing was working. So it genuinely terrified me. Anyway, I managed to get my body calmer and the doctors gave me some Valium. So it cut through it as well. But yeah, the week's been a bit of a blur for me, honestly. And one of the things they said that can happen when you get this iron infusion is your phosphate levels can suddenly drop out. I
Oh,
guess it must
interesting.
interact. So the doctor, just to be safe, sent me to get a blood test this week, and my phosphate levels dropped out. So I did have this hypersensitivity reaction to the iron. Like it wasn't necessarily even a panic attack. And
Hmm.
what's wild is I bumped into this girl at the grocery store and she was like, she was like, how's your week been? I was like, shit. And I was just like venting to her because it's so fun venting to randoms. You're never going to see them again. And the girl next to her was like, oh my God. She's like, when I had an iron infusion, the same thing happened to me. She's like, I went into hospital with severe chest pain, rah, rah, rah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So like it's been, oh my God, it's been weirdly validating because the thing about like mental health stuff is like, you're you're dealing with all these invisible illness symptoms that like are not readable by machines a lot of the time. And that's like it's just one of the really horrible parts of it. But yeah, my phosphate, I don't know how low this is, but my phosphate, and this is after me eating everything I could think of with phosphate in it, was at like zero point 0.5 when my test came
Yikes.
back. So yeah, I'm on oral phosphate now to get it back up and level me out. But yeah, the process of being like super low in iron, then having this reaction, and like everything with Goose, it's been a fucking lot. But I think we're finally at the tail end of the saga now that I know my phosphate's low and we're elevating it again. So yeah,
Good. Yeah, you've been
it's
going
been a
through it.
lot.
Yeah.
It's
Okay. What are phosphates?
Yeah, bitch,
What
I
are
don't even
phosphates?
know. I
Okay.
don't even know. But it's not a common, it's not like a vitamin that you just take. Like
Ah.
even when I got it, the farmer like I took it this morning and I have been so sweaty. I actually
Oh.
rang the doctor to make sure that that's a normal like anyway, he's still going to get back to me, but I've been so sweaty after taking like it's intense. Like you don't want a lot of. So when I got the iron infusion, they were like Coca-Cola and chicken nuggets are high in phosphate. So it's bad too much.
Oh,
Like it's
okay. So
so
it
they're
does
like this is
affect it
the only
already. Ah.
yeah, yeah. They're like, this is the only time we'll tell you to eat that kind of food to get your phosphate up. So I've been eating all kinds of shit to like make sure this didn't happen, but apparently it still happens. So yeah, it was weird because it's been so overwhelming. It like my brain and body have just been sludge, and then having to watch Goose during all of that with her little fucking eye has been a lot. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Does she still have her
also
cone on?
I took it off one day
Okay.
early, which was maybe naughty, but she's like developing like a limp from overcompensating for it. So I was like, well, let's not make an add a new thing. So
Another
I was just
thing.
like, it's coming off. So it's off. She's actually like so delighted by our chat. She's sleep barking.
Oh,
So your girl's
I'll put
been
her to
through
sleep.
the ringer this week, but yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just hopeful that now that we're fixing my phosphate, I'm finally going to get this boost of iron. Everything's going to stop being like, yeah, my panic attacks have, or whatever those attacks were. I guess it's like a mixture of the two, maybe. Because I've definitely
Yeah,
had
I'm
anxiety
sure.
about it afterwards. It's like, yeah, quite invasive. Like they just pump you full of iron. They just like put it into your veins, iron sludge. So yeah. But look, it was a stressful week, so it might have just been
Yeah.
like an accumulation of stuff. But anyway, I'm
Yeah.
okay.
It was a snowball of
It was a
all the
snowball.
things.
But the
Yeah.
Jingle These Bells stuff is giving me life, so I've just been continuing on. It's like one of the weird things, eh? Like, but I don't know. I just feel like putting energy into something good and uplifting is better than just like curling up in the corner and dying. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I definitely
Yes.
have felt, and not to say I haven't had, like I got so overstimulated a couple times because the iron made me hypersensitive, and your girl is hypersensitive on a good day. I literally just
Yeah.
hid under the bed while my body was just like quaking, and that was shit. And I can't remember why I started telling you that. There was a point.
Well,
Okay.
you were kind of saying that we were leaning on Jingle These Bells, like the good
Oh, that's
alongside
it.
of the
I
bad, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah. I think it's like this weird juxtaposition of like on social media, like I've still been posting content because it gave me joy and it was like uplifting me, but like sometimes behind the scenes this week it's been a hot mess. But
yeah,
yeah, it's just life. We're
yeah.
coming through the other side and I did it for a very good reason. I'm hoping that this iron is going to be fucking life changing once it hits.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, ah, once everything settles.
Energy queen, hopefully.
Yes. Yes. Well, I think it's also like a good reminder to all of us of like what we see on social media versus what's going on in real
Yeah.
life and behind the scenes. It's like so often we see the successes, the highs, the funny on social media, but really we're having iron infusion, like
Yeah.
exposure and going to the hospital. It's like all these things. And so I think it's just one of those reminders that you just never really know what's happening
That's it,
behind the
eh?
scenes. But I also like even for me when the worst sort of things are happening, I find myself leaning on social media
Mm.
as sort of that like infusion of a little bit of joy, a little
Yeah.
bit of happiness, like a distraction. So it's like I never ever, judge anybody for being on socials like
Mm.
during any time in their
Yeah,
life
I
because
agree.
at this point I think it's just part of our personalities and our way of living.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just know like as soon as things get so heavy, I'm like, I need to find a cat like video
That
stat, you
literally,
know?
yeah. And if you train your algo right, it really will give you the goods, you know? It'll give you a good comedy session.
Yes, I'm like, please help me. Yes, but I'm
Yeah.
glad you're on the up and up and,
Yeah.
you are ironed and phosphated
Uh,
and Goose is doing good. So thank
yes.
goodness.
I
Yeah, it
know,
was
right?
a very wild time, busy time for you
It
to
was.
be publishing your very first anthology on top of it.
I know. I know. It was it was a time.
A time was had. Yeah.
A time was had, but yeah, fingers crossed. It's just we're on the uptick now, darling.
Yes. 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 So do you feel like this week, right, coming into this week, are you gonna just take it easy still? Like, are you working on anything? Like, what's the plan for you? You're
I
giggling, you're
should
smiling.
be
What's
taking
happening?
it easy, but this is the thing as well. I think because I know this all sounds a bit dramatic, but this is just how it is. I think because I spent so many years like after my nervous breakdown feeling like could just do so little, right? I think that now when I like if I can still fucking move, I still want to be doing something. And that's not to
Mm,
say I don't rest. I do. But I think that sometimes when I'm feeling bad and like I don't know, I just if it's like if I'm able to find the joy in it and if I can I won't overdo it, but I'm still going to be working. Um, yeah, there's a couple things I want to do. I want to read a secret project by a exciting new author. So I'll be doing
yes.
a
Yes.
revision for them. I mean an edit. An edit? What do you even call it? See, my brain's fried. But yeah, also I'm just like scheming away on some other stuff as well. So
Yes,
keep you
she's
posted.
scheming, everybody. She's
Yeah, I have
scheming. I
some
love to
new
hear it.
plans. I've done a bit of a pivot with something, so which you already know. But yeah, initially I was kind of like, it's just this industry, right? Like I was listening kind of to my agent feedback on something and I was like, this feels like it's not the right time for what I'm working on. And I just kept thinking that again and again and again. And I was just like, I have so many other books that I could be working on. I'm not going to ignore this gut feeling. So I didn't.
Yeah.
And so now we may be pivoting to something else, which I'm very excited about.
Yes. Okay. I love to
So,
hear it. I love to hear it. Yes. Oh, let me look it up. My stepmom has great taste in shows. Um, Shout out Jane.
shout out
Um,
Jane.
Shout out Jane Montoya. It is called Pluribus.
Ooh,
Um, it's like a okay. I've been binging it. Oh, I finished Avatar. Okay. So good, right? Everybody, you were right. Okay. You were correct. You were right. I apologize. It's been years, too long. We loved it.
thank you.
Yes. And I am not a firebender. I'm not a waterbender. I'm an airbender. I took a test. I'm not happy about it, but it will do. It will do. I I would have been an earthbender, you know. I didn't expect air. Not gonna lie. Anyway, if you need like a dystopian sort of like
Ooh, yes. I'm gonna write it
um
down.
good feeling, like something that just makes your brain like yes. Okay? It's let me spell it. Pluribus. It is so interesting.
Ooh. I've seen the
So
this
basically,
like the cover.
okay. Well, so my stepmom sent it to me because the main character in the story or in the show is a romanticy author. And I guess the showrunners in particular wanted to have a romanticy author as the main character because they're like, we just are so curious about how your guys' brains work
Mm,
in a, you know?
interesting.
Um, and it's yeah, and so basically to like very, very loosely sum it up, scientists found like this formula from light years away that was being sent to Earth, you know, and so they were like messing with it, and then basically kind of like a pandemic happened kind of a way, but it overtook everybody's personalities and everybody lost their individuality and became one. So every body,
Damn.
every human had the same thoughts and understood everything, except for like 11 people in the entire world who remained their own selves, their own individuals. And so it just kind of like it's so interesting and like gets you thinking and you're just like fuck. So I'm watching it right now. I'm not all the way through, but if you need something that
It
feels sort of
sounds
like
perfect.
yes, it's good. It's
Oh
so
my
good.
God.
So terrible, so good.
Yeah. Would you say like you
Yeah.
felt on the edge of your seat watching it or just fascinated? Like were you feeling
Like a little
like
bit of
thrillerish or
yeah, it's like more just like I don't even know how to feel. It just makes you uncomfortable. If that make, you
ooh.
know, because it's like what is humanity
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
what
yeah.
and would it be just easier to just be
A
like
hive
dull?
mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hive mind and like so it's just like it puts you off kilter because you're just like what the hell's going on here and how are they going to solve this? How is she going to solve it? And so, yeah, it's just really interesting. So
I
you
think
need a
it's
show rec,
for the non-overthinkers, it's a lot easier because they just
right?
bluster through life, not thinking about it. I
Yes.
do
Well, and
find
that's
that
what's so
fascinating.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what was really interesting because, here she is. She's like, God, she's like trying to find these 11 or however many people there are that are still human. And she's like, find some of them. And she's like, don't you think, like, what are we going to do? How are we going to save us? And some of them are like, why? why do we need to? And I was just like, damn. And
That's
anyway,
so interesting. Oh my
yeah,
God.
I've been binging shows this last
Yeah.
couple days.
How are you feeling
Loving
in
it.
general coming towards the end of the year?
Oh,
Oh,
I feel
sorry, I just watched Kevin Hart's comedy bit and he was talking about how old people make this sound like, oh, you just did a very
that's me.
convincing, oh.
That is me. Oh, that's me. Kevin Hart's hilarious. Actually, Armando was watching one of his bits the other
Oh, his
yesterday.
new bit, I had to stop eating dinner because I was laughing so hard I was going to choke. He's got a new one out. If it's that one, you need to
I
scuttle
think it
over and
is.
watch it.
Yeah,
It's
I
so
think
good,
that's
dude.
what he was
Like,
watching.
it's the first comedy bit that's made me laugh out loud that hard so many times in ages. I can't even remember.
We need it, right? Like you need
Yeah.
that like belly freaking laugh, like
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
chuckle, the heavy chuckle. No, I've been doing good. I've been busy like working on projects and stuff. So, I've been busy, but like coming to think about the end of the year,
Mm,
I don't know. I don't know. I feel just like what we were talking about with our amazing guests. Like I feel like everything comes in waves. So like
mm.
sometimes I'm just so overjoyed, so, gracious and so humble as always. So humble me. And then sometimes I'm just like, woe is me. Everything's so hard.
Mm,
So, every day is a different feeling and emotion, but we're still here and like
yeah.
still doing magic things. Like there really and truly isn't anything else I can imagine myself doing.
Mm,
And like I feel like I always just like lean to story anyway. Like even if I'm just driving in my car, different scenarios and stories are playing in my mind, and that's just really fun. So for as hard as this industry is, like
I
I
agree.
can't think I would do anything else, even if I just like got a pen name and hit away and just wrote things randomly, like I would always just
Mm,
try to lean to story. So yeah, end of
yeah.
the year feels, I don't know, hopeful, I suppose.
I love that.
Thank
It's
you.
something I love about you.
Appreciate
You
that.
are like a hopeful person. I know that you like feel all the things as well, but I think, yeah, looking for that light, it's like keeps us, I don't know, keeps the joy in life. And like, I'm really obsessed, like I was telling you about that meditation that I did recently. And just the way of like looking at things, of like, it really sticks to me. It was a Deepak Chopra one. It really sticks to me that he said about not clinging to joy, about like when these waves of feelings pass through us, like to be the observer. And like it's something that I've been trying to learn more because as you know, I used to just like drown in my thoughts. Just there was no escape from it. And I think for us very like cerebral overthinker types, um it becomes like a loop that you can't get out of at a point.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, like learning to ground myself in meditation has been like, as you know, life changing. But yeah, this particular one, the way he really talks about like when the feelings happen, like observing it instead of like letting it sweep you down the river. So like instead of like thinking like if you're watching a movie, if you think about life, but you're not the movie, you're the screen. So the
Right.
thoughts you think and the feelings you feel, they are passing through you. They're not you. You're the screen.
Oh, yes.
You're the silent, peaceful thing behind that that just
Oh,
is a body, is a vessel, is a witness to those experiences as they pass through us. So he was like talking about like anger. He's like, like something happens and like somebody did something and this anger rises up in you and like the like primal instinct is, oh, I got to do something. I got to write an email back. I got to like do something. He's like, as an observer, he's like, you can bear witness to your anger and you can be like, ah, this anger has arisen in me and I can feel it throbbing through me. And in 15 minutes, in an hour's time, you may notice that anger has passed on, like the movie on the screen. And And it's the same. He's like, but that doesn't mean to, he was like, that doesn't mean to say like your thoughts and your feelings are useless because they also give us important information, right? They tell us important things, but they're not
Oh,
you.
that's
They're
good.
not who you are. They're not your essence. It's been blowing my mind.
Damn.
Like it's like stuff that I felt and I know, but his way of Deepak Chopra's way of verbalizing some of this like deep soul, I don't know, just like what it is to be human and to like I don't know, to like free yourself a bit from the constant swirling primal shit. And I've had to learn
Mm,
that because of my panic attacks and stuff. That's that's a very primal thing, right? Back when we were millions of years ago, that's why I'm alive today, because my ancestors had a very, very extreme fight or flight. They heard a rustle in the bush, they fucking bolted. And that's what my body wants to do, right? That's that primal
yes.
instinct that's carried through. But now that our brains have developed more as humans, like we also have the thinking side that can like even it out, but you can't get trapped in that either because the thinking side isn't always true. So being the observer, anyway, I'm just,
Damn, our bodies and minds are just constantly
yeah,
like at war with ourselves and also trying to protect ourselves simultaneously.
yeah.
Simultaneously. Yeah.
No, you're right. And that's what he said in one of the other ones that I did. He's like, your body is actually constantly trying to balance itself.
Mm,
Like sometimes you don't have to do anything. Your body will balance. And again, this is it's with its limits. Or like obviously there's limits to
yeah.
this. But like yeah, like you feel this and your body will equalize it with a different whatever. Like your body is a lot of the times it's doing the thing. So if you can be the observer to that, it's just very peaceful. It's more peaceful than just drowning in it all. So that's what I'm trying
Mm.
to learn.
Hell yeah. Fuck. We could use some peace in our lives. Like, shit. Give me that,
Sorry, I went
please.
on a tangent. We better read the bio.
No. Yeah, I have it here.
I'm still sweaty from singing at the start. I haven't come down from that high.
Your beautiful Dolce tones.
Mm,
You know, we were always going to end up here singing this jingle, I feel.
I was just thinking that.
Okay. But see, I knew it. Hive mind. Anyway,
Um,
okay, here is our guest bio. Kathleen Glasgow started as a poet and somehow found herself writing novels. She's the author of the New York Times and internationally best-selling novels Girl in Pieces, The Glass Girl, You'd Be Home by Now, and How to Make Friends with the Dark. She's the co-author with Liz Lawson of the best-selling mystery series The Agathas and The Night in Question. Girl in Pieces was a Target Book Club pick and an Amelia Walden Honor Book. The Glass Girl was named Target's Young Adult Book of the Year in 2024. How to Make Friends with the Dark was an ILA Honor Book. Her books have won numerous state reading awards for schools and have been featured in People Magazine, Publishers Weekly, The Horn Book, The Irish Times, The Sunday Times, Cosmopolitan, and Vanity Fair. The Agathas was a Barnes& and Noble YA book club pick, a Parnassus Book Club pick, and the sequel, The Night in Question, was a Jenna Bush Hagar Today Show book club selection. She has an MFA in poetry from the University of Minnesota. Basically, she's a bad bitch,
yeah,
is
is
what I'm
what I'm
telling
hearing.
you. Yeah.
That's what I
Yes.
heard.
Basically, be a baddie.
Slay.
Slay.
Big
Major
slay.
slay.
Major
Total slay.
slay. Slay the day.
Slay.
Trigger warning: this interview contains discussions around topics of self harm and substance abuse. Viewer discretion advised.
Woo! Hello!
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, good.
I love your headphones. That color is really pretty.
Oh, your dog. I just saw your dog saunter by
Yeah.
casually.
Yeah. He'll be in and out to make an
He's
appearance.
he's like, I'm ready for my close-up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always. He's always you'll hear him pitter-pattering around. Yeah.
I have my headphones on because my daughter, who will be 13 in a few days, is on her own call. Thank
Well,
you.
Oh,
'Cause,
yes.
I don't want to disturb her.
I
or
love
anything.
that. I love
Yeah.
that for you. That was nice of you to,
Yeah.
put the headphones on for her.
Yeah. That's what she says to me all the time as well as I love that for you, Mom. Like I'll be like, "Oh, hey, look at what happened with my book." And she's like, "Oh, I love that for you." And I'm like, "I don't think you do. I think she's like shading me. What is going on?"
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
hilarious. Because I find myself saying that often too. Like, I love that for you.
She will. She'll say it all the time. Or I'll be like, "What do you think about this sweater?" And she's like, "I love it for you. I mean, it's great. I would not, but for you, I love it." And I'm like, "Okay,
You're like, ouch, and thank you. Like,
understand."
teenagers,
I
they're
know.
hard. They're hard and wonderful and scary. They're all the things.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
why I have
Well,
a dog.
welcome. Yeah.
Why didn't you tell us?
You know what? I was just watching with eyes wide and just waiting to see what would happen with you all, and I was like, fuck. Sticking with four legs.
I have never seen jingle balls so big behind you. Like
Okay,
those,
hear me out. There
that
was
is
a sale.
massive.
There was a sale. I got pulled into the sale. I still probably got scammed because the original price was listed as $500 to get this done. It's on
Yeah.
Canvas, and then they had a sale
Mhm.
for like $70, and I was like, that's like $430 off. I must get it at once. So here we are. Thank you
Yeah.
for
And then what about
noticing.
the jingle bells behind you, Melanie? Were those now those I want on my tree?
Right.
They were cheap.
Just jingle jangling, you
Jingle
know?
jangle.
Yeah. I think this is a perfect segue into our first question for you, Kathleen. Because as you can tell, Melanie has quite a few weird things in her home.
It's true.
I still have skeletons on like this wall outside of our house from Halloween, and I'm just gonna put tiny Santa hats and big red bows on them
I think
because
it's
I'm
perfect.
too lazy to take them off the
Yeah.
wall,
No, that's valid. That's
I
100%
love
valid.
that.
right? Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so what is the strangest thing that you own? Just getting right into it.
But besides my pets, the strangest thing that I own, I don't actually know. Okay, if you go in my guest bathroom, that's where I put all the things that are truly me and that I
I
love, and
love
that the
that.
walls are painted purple. And the first thing you'll see when you step in there is your eyes will go to this kind of malevolent looking baby doll who's on top of like this altar piece that's on the wall.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
So
I need a
altarpiece.
picture. I
Tell me
know.
more.
I
Does she
I
have a
really, I
name?
really, I have not named her, but I really like going to thrift stores and just getting like strange little things. And I do have these other, like someone had mounted these doll heads on, you know how trophies come on like those little fake pieces looking like quartz and stuff. And they mounted these doll heads on them and they have like long hair. And then they stuck matches in their mouths to look like cigarettes and everything. And I was like, I must have those.
Okay, I'm obsessed with this,
Of
and you have to
course.
follow the
Yes.
account I felt kitsch. I felt kitsch.
I'm gonna write that.
She takes dolls' heads and she turns them into new felted art. So she had shrimp on a Barbie, which is like a really Aussie saying, and it was like a Barbie's head, and she felted it into a shrimp. It's so
Uh-huh.
twisted and delicious, and I just want to sell enough books to be able to send them to Angela at random.
I
See?
would love
That
that.
sounds awesome. That
Yes.
sounds truly, truly awesome.
I love that. I would have to build an altar in my guest bathroom as well to put those things because where else do
Yes.
you put them besides the guest bathroom? I think
The
it's a
guest,
perfect place.
it's the guest bathroom.
I
If you
love that.
didn't know and you were staying at your place and you got up
Yeah.
and you went to use that toilet for the first time, would you get a fright from the doll?
Yeah. And
Oh
probably
yeah.
some of the other, you'd just be like, what the is going on in this room? Like, what is wrong with Kathleen? What am I
I
looking at?
love
Where did
it.
she get these things? Like, that's where I put those things.
Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. I love where your brain goes. Okay, which is
Okay.
another good segue. What is something that you think about way too often?
Death.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean,
Valid.
I just want to be honest. Like I think about it all the time and I have panic attacks about it. Like I don't want to die. I don't want there to be like nothing. I don't want there to be like darkness or whatever is happening. I don't want to not exist. I don't like I think about it all the time. Like I don't want to die.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same.
I hear
100%
that.
same.
The most comforting thing I can think of, and I don't know if these things comfort you too, but A, is going to happen to all of us.
I
And
know.
B, one, it's like when you're asleep, you don't know you're asleep, you know? So I'm sure it's like extremely peaceful to be dead because we don't know we are. It's like, it's the fear in the living fear it, but the dead are at peace. I don't know if
So
that helps you.
like my mother, my sister, they have both passed away, right? So, like a couple days after my mother died, I had this dream, and we were in like this little, like small, like I don't know, like an adobe building or something. There was like a doorway, and there was like a lot of light. And my mother got up, which was weird because at the time she died, she had been incapacitated from for a stroke from like many years, and it was difficult for her to walk without like a wheelchair or her cane. And she got up and she walked over to me and she said, I'm gonna go find your sister now. And then she like
Aw,
disappeared through the doorway. And that was
Wow.
totally my mother. And I'm like, I do believe something's happening.
that's
Yes.
Don't you
gorgeous.
think? Do you
I
really think it's just like
I'm an atheist,
a
so I'm probably
sleepy
the
time
wrong
thing?
person to
I don't know.
ask.
But like those things, I mean, I don't know if those things have to do with
I
Mm,
hope.
God. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know what sources, I don't know what I can't say, but I hope truly that that's exactly what it is. It's like that they're, you know,
mm,
alive and well, or not alive, but they're well and they're partying and they're somewhere else watching. Hopefully not always, but it's the only thing I always hope about and think about often too, because it's something I always uh think about myself. Is just like, okay, what's next? And let's just hope it's good and we're all partying and just like together is what I always hope.
I
You
definitely
watch the
believe in
movie.
energy. Like I
I
definitely
think there
believe in
is
energy
energy.
and
Yeah.
like the good energy will like end up together and the bad energy will end up together if that makes sense. But yeah,
I'll
it's
take that.
definitely like topics that consume, I think, especially as like creatives and like highly sensitive people. I think that like I mean, I had one yesterday, an existential crisis, you know? I had one
Yeah.
earlier this morning, like it do be happening and it's scary, but I'm always comforted by like the other humans, you know, like we're just like that rawness, that humanity is like, yeah, where I find my peace. But yeah, thank you for being so raw with us because it's like I think a lot of us are thinking these things, and it's always like helpful to share and like hear everybody's perspective. And yeah, it makes people feel less
Yeah.
alone, I think, to hear those conversations being had, regardless of what everyone's beliefs are.
I'm
Yes.
great fun on an airplane, by the way.
I'm sure you are.
Listen, I used to be a flight attendant and I chose this career with raging anxiety disorder and panic attacks. God only knows
Oh my
why.
gosh.
I used to have panic attacks while I was doing my, but
Yeah.
there I was comforting other people about their fear of flying. So, that was a
We're
side
all just
quest.
messes together. We're all just out here surviving together, right? Like faking it till we make it, you
That's
know?
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's what we're here. Okay, I want to ask, like, let's take it back to the beginning for you. Like, did you know that you always wanted to be a writer? Like, how did it all start for you?
I always wanted to be a writer because I was a very early reader. I started reading
Ah,
at like 3, and as soon as that happened, my mom would take me to. She was a huge reader, and to the point where it was like a little bit neglectful. But that was fine because then she just started taking me to the library all the time,
yeah.
and she let me read whatever I wanted. She would let me read like adult books when I was young. It didn't matter. Like it was
Mm.
just, and so I loved it, and I didn't see at that time any reason why. I couldn't be the person who was writing the stories. I think that
Yeah.
only happens to you when you're much older, and it usually happens when someone who is in a position of authority says, well, that wasn't very good, like a teacher, or they start grading your creative work, and then you're like, oh, I can't do this.
Mm.
And so from the time that I was young, and it was literally the only thing that I ever wanted to be was a writer.
Mm.
That's
That's it.
profound, honestly, of just not knowing any different, right? Not knowing to doubt yourself. That is so profound.
It's the only place that I've ever felt like the most me is creating these worlds, and it's the place that I'm happiest, like reading a book and losing myself in that and creating my own. And even if I had never published a book, I would still be writing because it's just that
Mm.
that is my thing. Like I didn't do it because I thought, I want to be a famous novelist or something, or I had an idea about being a brand or anything like that. I like it. Don't you like it? I mean,
Yeah.
don't you love it? Like it's very painful, but also, holy wow, it's like an amazing thing that we're creating from
Yes.
fucking, sorry, I swear, from
No,
Go.
scratch. These
you can swear. I
stories.
mark these episodes explicit because I'm also a potty mouth and it just flies out. So please be
You know,
free.
like we're all amazing people because we're doing this thing. And
Mm.
I mean that's what drives the world is stories. Like where do you go in times of like strife and crisis and struggle? People turn to poets and musicians and novelists. They want because
Yes.
they think that we know something that will make it all better and it doesn't. But it doesn't matter because they feel like they're not alone.
Oh my gosh, I just got chills.
Yeah.
That's so beautifully said. And it's true. It's
Mm.
like for anything, when you're happy and excited, you want to go with your friends to the movie and watch
Yeah.
something. And when you're
Yeah.
sad, you want to put on your comfort show. And
Yeah.
you want to explore the world through these books. So it's so, so beautiful. And it's true. None of us know what we're doing or talking about, but we're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
it's beautiful. I got chills when
And
you
remember
said
like
that.
that utterly like awesome feeling you had when you were little and you reread a book like over and over and over again, even for like years on end, you would be like, I think I'm just going to read that book again. And
Yeah.
and it was so awesome.
Yes. Oh my
I love that. Like I still reread some books and there are books that I remember so vividly and most of those books are from my childhood. It's so
Mm.
important like to make sure that kids have access to any book that they want to read because if you ask it like what is your favorite book? Both of you are probably going to tell me like two or three and I bet that at least one of them is from when you were like under 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100 billion percent.
Absolutely.
What are your like go-to childhood stories?
So A Wrinkle in Time, like I
Mm-hmm.
loved that one was really profound for me like at that age like 9. And it was just I was like it just blew me away. And then I think when I was a teenager, it was probably like reading things that reflected my own emotional state of being at the time, like Catcher in the Rye or The Bell Jar, and understanding that like, oh, that's a thing. And if you look back, like A Wrinkle in Time is the beginning of that because of Meg's circumstance and her like family situation. So,
Mm.
Very
what about you
cool.
two?
Oh my
For
God.
me, definitely like a go-to is always Goosebumps.
Right?
Like the Boxcar Children, uh, any like scary stories to tell in the dark. Like those are the ones I would just like cuddle with them, which is probably really strange, but I
No,
love
No.
it's
those things. Yeah.
adorable. I hugged books as well, and maybe the only theft I ever committed, because I was a goody
Oh,
two-shoes, I stole a book, and I cannot even remember the name of that book because I was so young. I stole it from the library at school, and I never took it back.
You know,
I wish I could
they don't
remember.
they don't mind. They
They
know
don't
that like
mind.
a school librarian once told me, she's like, if it disappears,
Oh, I
we pretty
love
much we know who
that.
took it. And she's like, it's because they needed it.
Yeah.
mm.
But I loved
And I
Narnia. Narnia was on the shelves. I grew up like extremely religious, so there was like at first there was like only a few books around and
yeah.
I grabbed onto the magical world of Narnia and I just like I would just read it again and again and again. And then once I had the library, I was just like all the Roald Dahl, I love that kind of
Yeah.
kooky.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
classics.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
So,
I don't know like how old the both of you are, but like I'm on the wrong side of 55. And so I remember like you used to just have to go to the bookstore if your mom
Mm.
would take you or the library and hope that the new book by so and so would be on the shelf. There
Mm.
was no social media to tell you like you can pre-order my book now and it's out in like the whole thing. You didn't have it. You just had to go and like hope
Mm.
and be like,
Yeah.
is it
That's so
there?
true.
And that was such a great like feeling that finally like the one day you get there and you'd be like, oh,
The thrill.
there's a new book by them. I'm so and you remember and it was just like it was insane.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Times are so vastly different now.
It's
Oh my
so
goodness.
it's like it's vastly different.
Yeah. That I didn't I actually, to be honest, I've never thought of it, but it's the truth. Like so different. Now everything's right in front of you.
It is.
And we're all shouting and trying to get our books seen, where before it
Yeah.
would just be like for those authors that made it into the shelves, they were there. So
And I do think that kids too for like what they how they're getting their information about books, it's like book talks at school. Like here's this book or when they get a little older, I think it just is like the social media that they're allowed to be on, Pinterest and whatnot and hoping like, oh, there's another book out. But we write for kids and they have very limited income. So you kind of have to remember that all the time.
yeah. So thank goodness for libraries and things like Libby where you can have access to it.
Yeah.
I think about that all the time, like trying to find teen readers as an adult in, like the bookish space. It's very different where for I think for adult authors where your audience is right there. So like going to
Yeah.
things like Y'all Fest and Y'all West are so fun because you get
Yeah.
to meet your teen readers then and there, and it's just so cool.
That's where I mean, that's why festivals, if you want to interact with younger readers, festivals are the best place because even if you're at a bookstore and it's like 6 p.m. on a Thursday night, can they get a ride? Do they have a
Right.
school function? But a festival is the best place because, you
Mm.
know, it's a Saturday, it's a Sunday. They tell their parents like, of course you can, hopefully you can go to that. That sounds great. But, that's where you have to meet, I think, younger readers.
Yeah, that's the only place.
Mm.
Okay, take us back to like the beginning for you. So, how did your publishing career start?
I started as a poet and I published poems
Oh,
in literary magazines, and I have a graduate degree in poetry. And
wow.
so, I love novels, and
Sorry,
I
Angela's dog just
My dog.
lurking. He stared into my inner
I
soul.
I know, I'm
you
sorry.
see,
I saw him in the background and I was like, he looks so creepy. I was like, you gotta go. I'm sorry. I apologize.
um, I had an experience where I was on a bus, and there was a girl I was in my late 20s, and a girl sat down next to me, and she had fresh self-harm scars on her arm. And that kind of threw me back to when I was her age and I was that girl with those same scars on my
Hmm.
arm. And I should have said something to her like, it's gonna be okay. Let's fast forward 15 years. It's going to be, things will get better. They won't be
Mm.
perfect. But I didn't. And then she got off at the next stop and I thought about her for a long time. And I thought that the things that I wanted to say about being that young and struggling with self-harm and mental health issues and trauma was too big for like one poem or even
Hmm.
three or four. And I'm a writer. And like I said, I really love to write. Why the hell can't I write a novel? I've read lots of them and I know what they look like. I think I can,
Mm.
like, how do you write a book? It's like you just do. And you're like, and I did. And I'm like, I think this is a big enough for like a book, and I've never written one, and I'm going to try it. And it doesn't matter. Um, because no one's going to read this story anyway. This is a really, who would want to read about self-harm? And so actually that gave me a lot of freedom because then I could say what I wanted to say about that subject within the confines of fiction. And I could be
Mm.
completely honest about it. And I said what I wanted to say. And I will never have that freedom as a novelist again, where I don't
Hmm.
have a contract or people, because people know who I am somewhat now, and I will never have that freedom again, which
Mm.
makes me sad a lot of times when I'm writing because now I have all these other things that are in my head. And I think that's a whole subject for another podcast is like the business side of writing and what it can do maybe to your creativity or to your practice or your
Mm,
process. But that's how that happened is I just wrote it and I kept writing it and
yeah.
revising it for like 9 years while also writing poems and having a life and things like that. And what happened was I went to a writers conference and they also had like childcare,
Whoa.
which is
Damn.
important.
Yeah.
And you could pay like 20 extra dollars and send like 20 pages of your novel to an agent who would be at the conference and they would have like a little conference with you
Mm.
and give you feedback. And that's actually how I met my first agent, who I did not end up staying with because I think that their ultimate vision for what became Girl in Pieces was like an adult psychological
Mm.
sexual thriller. And
Oh,
I was not, that isn't what I signed up for. But then I found a second agent and that's the one that I'm still with and she understood what the book was like immediately. And then
yes.
that's how I began my career as a novelist and I'm still with the same editor. So I'm one of those
Amazing.
people who has it's almost 10 years now and I'm
Mm.
still like with the same publisher and the same agent and they understand the work that I do and I think that's really important and they're very supportive of it because the things I write about are not easy topics and they're not necessarily um sometimes they can be difficult to market.
Mm.
Yeah. But they're
Yeah.
so valuable.
Absolutely.
So
I'd love to circle back and ask a little about how do you find that balance between the creative and the business? Like I'd love, because our questions are kind of just a guide. I would love to, this fascinates me as well, because I think it is one of the things, one of the greatest things I know I struggle with, like how to like stay in your creative zone versus like the business side of it. How have you found that side of things?
I have found it personally very difficult.
Mm,
'Cause I'm not a very forward-facing person.
Mm.
Like I am on TikTok and I will do things that I can do that make me feel okay about doing them. But I only went on TikTok because of Liz and we had published the Agathas and she was on it and she thought that it would help. And I didn't think that so many people were going to start following me. And all I do is just sit at my desk
But you're
like
great at it. You're
and
so
film
good at
it.
it. Yeah.
And so it's really hard for me to write under um, a deadline and have to think about whether or not something is going to sell enough copies or not. It's a heavy weight on me. And it's only um, just now that I have come to the realization that after I turn in these two books that I have remaining on a contract, I'm just going to go back to writing without a contract.
Mm. You feel like that would free your mind up more, like creativity, or just kind of the less pressure on
Less,
yourself?
it causes me a lot of anxiety. Like you understand. I mean, because what if your book doesn't sell enough?
Yeah.
And then they're like, we don't want another book from you. Right? And
Yes.
you will sit there and be like, I tried as hard as I could and I tried to market it and I like we it is a lot. It is a lot for me. I'm not ungrateful. Like our publisher I think has been like really great for me and they're very supportive and they're like helpful. It is a lot to be a writer and be creating these worlds that make us like so fulfilled to create these pieces of art and then have to be like, well, I guess I have to go make a Canva graphic now. I wonder if the algorithm will show it to more than 20 people.
Yes.
Or I guess
Yeah.
I better learn like edits now because I guess Instagram wants me to use that. And so like that's stuff.
That's very relatable.
And then and if you're doing those things, you're like, okay, well, I guess I have to take a shower and put on makeup too to make that video because no one should really know what I actually look like. Do they want to see that? And so that stuff, I don't know about YouTube, but that stuff is really hard for me. Like I
Oh
am
my
on my
gosh.
phone with these fingers. I can't do this. I'm like this. These two, okay? And so I don't, and I don't know. I find that part very hard and very, very stressful.
Yeah. Oh my,
The
Mm.
yes.
thought that I might
Yes.
disappoint someone else while I haven't even finished the thing that I've done writing and I can't get it out of my head. I mean,
Mm.
how
Yeah.
about for the both of you? Like, what is it like for you? It hurts.
It's it's definitely like a focal point for me, like, and like I meditate a lot to try and like release that. I feel like the need for approval is like the death of creativity for me. So like I have to be
Yes.
making it from a place. That said, like as long as I get a laugh out of Angela and my husband, I know I'm like those are the people I want to make laugh. If it extends,
Yeah.
like I do actually there, as in like some opinions are important, but for the general public, I'll reach this point with social media where I just suddenly feel so heavy. And that's when I click that
Yeah.
I suddenly started looking for external validation again. And when I
See?
feel it, I check myself now and I'm like, oh, girl, fuck the likes. You made something you're so proud of. You made your friends cackle. It's a work of art. And then
Right?
but I have to do it. I like being real, I have to learn to release it every time because it's also my career. It's not just a creative venture that I'm just doing for shits and
Yeah.
giggles. You find yourself tied into the numbers as well, and you can't help checking it sometimes. But so, yeah, for me, meditation helps just grounding myself in my own body and remembering that, like, yeah, like you said, just getting to do this is fucking wild. And like, I love this career and I love writing and I love the people I meet in writing. So, I remind myself of that, like all the things I wanted out of, like when I'm spiraling out of control and doom scrolling and having existential crises after existential crises. I remind myself that, like, all the things that I wanted to find, I'm already finding those things by just authentically being myself. And I'm already getting to do the kind of things I dreamed about doing. So, yeah, but I have to literally physically fucking anchor myself because my brain wants to just spin off and like chaos spiral constantly. Because that's my like little primate brain. She's just always looking for disaster everywhere. And I find it really helpful to remember we came from animals because I'm like, oh, your animal body is reacting to like your animal instinct is reacting to every fucking threat it perceives.
Yeah.
And but at the end of the day, I like our brains have developed and I try to ground myself in that. It's all
Grounding,
I've got for
grounding.
now.
Yeah. No, I'm the same. Like I feel like it comes in waves and even like hormonally, like
Mm.
just me as a human being. So that also plays into it, right? Where you're like one day it's just the best, I'm having the best time. I'm so good at this. I'm living my best life and then the next day I'm crashing, burning. Everything is awful. I don't know how to write a book. I don't know what I'm doing on Canva. So it's like it's every single day and even like every minute it feels like it shifts. And then it's always constantly trying to pull yourself back and be like, no, no, no. This is really actually so magical what we
Mm.
get to do. And
Yeah.
it's like, bitch, don't be ungrateful. But then I'm like, but as soon as, like I just constantly am fighting with myself. And it really is so scary. Like I think a lot of times I'm running off of fear of
Hmm.
failing, of not, performing, of not getting the numbers. And I'm trying not to look, I'm trying to be oblivious to it, but there's no way you
Mm.
can at times. So yeah, it's just it's just mental gymnastics
Yeah.
every minute. And
It
yeah.
it, it is. It's very it's very it's just it's very
Mhm.
difficult. Like, and what I really want is, and Angela, perhaps this could be you. I just want someone to go dress up as like Jane Austen on TikTok and do like get ready with me videos like she would do, and then like have her like struggling to make a Canva for her book to market
Ah.
It's so real though. Oh, Jane Austen would never, she would be pissed right now.
See,
She would be suffering.
she'd be like, "Excuse me, what? You want me to what now?" And you'd be like, "Well, by the way," and and then like this time of year too,
Mm.
it's like, okay, all the best of lists are coming out, and I
Oh
just
yeah.
want to tell people, like, oh my God, if you're not. as a person who rarely makes those lists, if you're not on a list, it has no reflection on your book whatsoever. Only a tiny amount of people read those and read a tiny amount of books and make their list, and some of those placements are paid for. It has nothing to do with you. And everyone whose book comes out from between now and December 30th, who aren't going to make any of those lists because of their publication date, you're the
Mm,
best. Someone is going to love your book. Someone will find it. And you know what the best thing about being a writer is that people do find your books and they
Mm.
write you letters and they send you artwork and they say nice things about you on their social media post and they send you nice emails about it, about how much your book meant to them, and that's really the best part of it.
That's
It isn't
beautiful.
it isn't a sales number or a best of list or
mm,
like whether you got a sprayed edge or not. It's that you
mm,
Yes.
like impacted someone emotionally, whether it was like joyful or sad, it doesn't matter. And
Mm.
that's really like what you I think you have to like that's how I try to ground myself without spiraling,
mm.
which I definitely have a tendency to do.
That's
Yeah, it's
beautiful.
hard not
Again,
to, because the world programs us. Like, that's how they keep us in the chokehold of capitalism. They want us to panic and spiral about everything. Like, and honestly, that's the satisfying thing I remind myself sometimes. I'm like, I may be broke. I may be a broke, struggling artist with no sellers, but I am not in the capitalist chokehold, and that feels glorious. You know?
Right? Isn't that great? Yeah. I
that is
don't
good.
I don't it's a I don't you just have to go back to why you did it in the first place
Mm,
and write to what you feel and like what you want to write about. Don't write to market because you think that's the only path for you. I don't know. I don't know.
Yes.
It's really difficult and
No.
hard.
This is so what I needed to hear. I swear to everything. This is what I needed to hear in my soul and my gut. I do want to because I see we're down to 5 minutes on our timer. Um, your books, you have a 4 box book set. Sorry, that was
Yeah.
really hard for me to say.
I know, and I'm really lucky, and they're so cute because they're like paperbacks, and you could, I'm like, really, I got a box set. That's so awesome.
Yeah, like that. Not just everybody has a 4 box book set, 4 book box set. Like that's huge.
I know.
Can you tell our listeners really fast, like a little bit about your books? I'm sure they already
mm,
know, and I'm sure they're already mega fans, but just in case.
So, my first book was Girl in Pieces, which is about self-harm and trauma, and that's probably my best known book, and that has been optioned for the screen by the Yellow Jackets girls.
Hell
And my second
yes.
book is How to Make Friends with the Dark, which is about grief. Tiger is 16 and her mother dies suddenly. And that book sprang about because you don't have a toolkit for grief when you're a
Mm,
teenager in the ways that you might as an adult. And the first person that you would want to help you if your mom died when you were a kid is your mom,
mm,
but she's the one who's gone. And so that's to me, um, my most emotionally intense book. And the third
mm,
book is You'd Be Home Now, which is about a girl struggling to help her brother when he returns home from rehab. And it is a loose contemporary retelling of the Thornton Wilder play Our Town. And it is also about the opioid crisis in America. And my fourth book, solo book, is The Glass Girl, which came out in 2024, which is about a 15-year-old girl who self-medicates with alcohol to help with her severe anxiety and the fallout from her parents' bitter divorce and the death of her beloved grandmother. And that book is about like I wrote that book because I wanted to think about um, why addiction hit some people and not others.
mm.
Like I took my first drink when I was 11, and that took me like on a long journey, and I'm 18, almost 19, 18 years sober now.
Wow.
And so why when I was 11 what did I have that first drink and I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm home. This is perfect." Right? Whereas maybe Angela would have a drink when she's 15 and she's like, "Oh, that was a lot of fun," and not go back to it. And
Mm,
so that book was like trying to think
mm,
about What are the circumstances behind how an addiction can grow?
Damn. Your
Goodness.
books sound
Yeah.
so profound and so like,
It's a
yeah.
cheery, it's a cheery good time. But then Liz Lawson and
But
I also wrote two mysteries that are a bit lighter in tone called The Agathas and The Night in Question. So
but you know what?
Yeah.
There's plenty
You
of
gotta mix
light.
it up, you know?
Yeah, but there's plenty of light books and the human experience, it's all of this, and
it
so I
is.
think like of course your books are sought after people because seeing ourselves in those things and seeing that on the paper can make people feel like home or like seen or
Yeah.
whatever. So, oh
Yeah.
my God.
But
I
as you can see, like in person, I'm a barrel of laughs.
You're perfect. You're
You're
awesome and
perfect.
wonderful.
We
And
can talk about death and
yeah.
like panic attacks, anxiety, catastrophic thinking.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
it's
you
God,
know
all the
it's
things I talk about anyway.
yeah, and it's what we're all going through, even
Yeah.
if we don't say what that we are,
Yeah.
in some way, in some fashion. So
Mm.
thank you for going there, honestly,
Yeah.
because readers need this, especially young readers. So thank you. Okay, I see that we're down to our final,
Okay.
minute, so I don't want us to get cut off because Zoom will
It
just shut
does
us
cut us
off, and
off.
I
and
know.
it because we have the free Zoom, we keep it free here. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to chat with us.
I'm
And
not that busy. I'm avoiding finishing this book.
Yeah.
okay,
Well,
so
then we're
thank you for procrastinating with us. We really,
yeah.
really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure to talk to you. I'll talk to you anytime. Let's talk about just the business side sometime.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
absolutely.
period. It's happening then. We
All
will
right.
make it happen because we
Let's
need
do
to know all the ins and outs.
let's do it.
Bye.
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 Of the publishing persuasion, of the publishing persuasion.